Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here. Turn this garbage off. From New York, Westchester County. However, today I'll be up in Wapacher Falls. It's December 7th, 2017. A lot of things to cover today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover everything, but let's see how far I can get into it. I thank you for subbing, by the way. I thank you for viewing my videos and inviting me into your lives. You know, it means a lot to me, guys. And I thank you for your comments. All right. Been reading a lot of interesting stuff. You know, you guys are again, as I say, the smartest people in the world. Just for watching me and for watching other videos and for questioning the reality that you're in. All right, let's get into it. I was not watching, but I was listening to Mark Sargent's radio show. It's on Tuesday nights. And I tried to get through because I wanted to ask him personally, you know, but I couldn't. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. that morning, and the show's on until midnight. I have to get to bed, you know. I need a good 6 hours sleep. I see the police officer has pulled this idiot who zipped by me going, yeah, that's him. That guy must have been going 90. That's going to be a big fat ticket. Okay, see, there you go. Once again. Okay, anyway, so what he mentioned something which was quite interesting about the sun. You know, I told you I'm not going to say the sun sets anymore because it doesn't. It goes over the horizon. I think. Now, look, I can't prove any of this to you, all right? This is something that I believe. This is something that I think maybe you should think about too. There's some points that I wanted to ask him about is, you know, if it was like a ship going away in the sea, okay? This is a perfect example. And that's, I'm not sure if that's exactly what he believes, but he mentioned that, if I understood him correctly. And that would be great, you know. I mean, if somebody could get a picture of that, I don't know what kind of camera you're going to need to get a picture for it. You know, that it just goes into the horizon, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and then just disappears, and then to be able to zoom in on it and pop it up like we do, you know, with the ocean shots that you see at sea level down there. There's also a reason why they call that sea level, remember. And you can just zoom in on a boat and bring it back up when your eyes, you know, in perspective of your eyes, you see it disappear over the horizon. So that would be a neat experiment for somebody to try. I'm going to give it a shot, but I really don't think it's possible because we got so many hills around here. It's not, you know, flat land. I think the best way to do it would be at the ocean, you know, or if somebody can get to a field that has a beautiful sun, you know, going over the horizon and being able to zoom in on it. Anyway, I couldn't get on the show, so I wasn't able to answer this question for him. And I ask this question. You know what I mean. You know where I was going with that, all right? All right, so anyway, if that is the reality some people believe, my question to you is, how does the sun pop up on the other side? Okay, you know where I'm getting with this now? You understand? If it's disappearing into the horizon over there, then how is China seeing us? So unless if we live on a flat plane that's not circular, that does not have ice walls around us, the sun couldn't possibly really do that. You know what I mean? It would have to turn somehow or another. That's where the computer simulation comes in. It's almost like a combination of two models being brought into one. I'm not saying we're computer simulations. I don't see how that could be possible. I mean, you know, we look at ourselves as organic material. We get sick. You know, we have colds. You know, it's cold outside. We wear a jacket. You know, it's warm outside. We wear a t-shirt. You know, if we were Sims characters, why would we even need weather? There's no weather in the Sims character software. You know, there's nothing. They could sit there and bang a nail with a hammer as long as they want, and it'll never lose interest because it's a computer program. We would. We lose interest in things so quickly. We need something to keep us occupied constantly. We always have to absorb more and more information. We always have to be doing something. We can't be just sitting there doing nothing. We get bored very easily. Maybe everything around us is computer simulation, and maybe we're inside a computer simulation. And if you look at it, a computer program would need a platform. Look at our plane as a platform, and then just build up from that. Okay, I'm getting into master's degree level here. I understand that. All right, I just wanted to bring that up with the sun, because I just don't understand how it could just go over, the horizon and just become smaller and smaller and smaller. And then all of a sudden it pops up on China, and then China's able to see it, who's a day ahead of us right now. I think they're 12 hours ahead of us, so it's 12:53 right now, or 11:53 right now in China, rolling up to the next day. So they're 12 hours ahead of us to 11:53 here a.m. It's 11:53 there p.m. They're not going to see the sun for another 6.5 hours, I guess. I don't know, 7. I'm not sure when the sun rises there, or it comes over the horizon, shall we say. So anyway, there's that. All right. I wanted to throw that out there. I wanted to just give you another idea of the simulation I believe we live in. Now, the dome. Okay, where do the stars come in on this? This guy's going 90 miles per hour. Where do the stars come in on this? How could that possibly be a computer simulation? I don't know. I don't think it is. I believe there's now. I'm thinking that there must be a dome up there because the stars have to be coming up from somewhere. How they're not able to see it on the ISS, because we all know that's bullshit. We all know that's not up there. They completely just turn that at a dark sky so you can't see anything, because if, God forbid, we match up where their GPS has them at and the constellation doesn't match up, they're wrong. And I just want to go back quickly to the sun going over the horizon. If somebody could zoom in on that and actually get the sun to pop back up, you are going to be the most popular person on YouTube. I don't know what kind of telescope you're going to need for that. I have no idea. That would be something that would be amazing to see. Because if you think about it, it never really gets dark. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure, it gets pitch dark when the clouds come over, but when it's a clear blue sky like it is today, there's very little cloud coverage up there. At night, at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning, whatever time it may be, there's always some sort of light kind of there. It's very, very dim. If you're in the middle of the woods, you're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. But if you're like in Florida, if you're in Long Island, you probably understand that. It never really gets that dark, no matter what. Even if, and I'm not talking about the moon. The moon's different. When it's a full moon, yeah, sure, it lightens everything up. But when it comes down to a new moon, and there is no moon up there that you can see, it still looks a little light outside. I've always wondered that, I got off the subject. I forget what I was talking about. Damn it. All right, so I want you to think about that, okay? And I wanted to bring up education, schools. All right, how our kids are being indoctrinated and being brainwashed right now at this time, and starting at a level where you can't go to Harvard and tell them to change everything and completely rewrite science. That's not going to happen. You got to start small, with our kids. But then again, what's going to happen to your kid? When you explain to him that everything's flat, that everything that is around you is a fake, that nothing's true, that the universe isn't 20 billion years old, that our solar system or our sun is 5.5 billion years old, and our solar system's whatever that age, and all this nonsense that they've Did I say million? 20 billion years old, by the way, for our universe. I'll correct myself. I'm not sure. Billion, million, I don't know. Did they make up these numbers so you're confused and you think you're nothing but a near speck and that you mean nothing? That's what they want you to think, but that's the opposite. Your life is just as important as anybody else's life. So starting off at that level, and the reason why I'm going to bring this up is this goes back to another thing, a video that I saw. Somebody recorded I don't think recorded, but somebody told their child, that the reality that we're studying right now, that we're understanding. And when the teacher, his science teacher, said, it's kind of funny, explained the solar system and how the planet works, how Earth works and our planet, and he stood up and he said, no, it doesn't. And he wasn't the only one in the classroom that said this. I think 3 or 4 other kids said this. This was on Mark Sargent's video. He, I don't know, copied it from somewhere else and put it in one of his videos or something like that. Or somebody emailed it to him, I think. I'm not sure. So you might find it somewhere if you look through. But so what the school teacher did is he finally just gave up and he just let the kids argue about it. That's what we need. Really, if you think about it, that's what we need. If we start at that level, it'll just domino effect, and the teachers can't teach these kids lies anymore. They're not going to be able to because the kids aren't going to buy it. I'm rambling on about it, but that might be something, that might be a start. What generation's going to start it? I don't know. Maybe this generation. Maybe we're starting it right now and I don't even realize it. All I know is my kid is a kid. There's everybody's brainwashed here in New York, and it's going to continue going on. Different states have, different theories, and New York is very difficult to get away with something like that, I believe. All right, so back to the stars with the dome. That's why there's got to be something that's projecting these stars that we're seeing. They decided to call Pluto a comet because all the amateur astrologers out there figured out that Pluto lost 50% of its light. I don't know what happened. Maybe there was a malfunction up there. Who knows? So that's why they named Pluto a comet now. They're taking that away from us. It's just amazing what these astronomers, scientists have just brainwashed everybody to think that what we live in is so ridiculous. And, when I grew up, our solar system wasn't moving with the sun, traveling at 65,000 miles per hour. No, we were brought up to believe our solar system was a stationary thing, and the sun wasn't moving anywhere. We were just revolving around the sun. That's how we were brought up. And then all of a sudden it changes. When did this change? I have no idea. It's got to be at least, 10 years now. All right, I just wanted to bring that up. I think I've covered most of the stuff I wanted to cover.